In this clip on adding humor to your presentation, Conor discusses with podcaster Keith Haney on his Bridge Builder podcast about the LAUGH acronym.
So we'll do a little bit of role play here, all right? So Keith, I'm looking for one word, and the word is a 5-letter word. So if I say something funny, what do I hope that you will do?
Laugh.
Laugh. Okay, I introduce it to my audience. Laugh, gang, is the acronym, 5 letters, that if you adopt and implement and work with can help you to add humor to your presentation or to your sales pitch or to your communication. And basically what I say, Keith, is that the first element of laugh is listen. Listen, okay?
Hey, it's Conor Cunneen. IrishmanSpeaks here, offering you some simple tips, tricks, and techniques on adding humor to your presentation.
The first element of laugh is listen. Listen, okay? Right. So if you consider over the last, we'll ask you a question. How many times do you think you would have laughed over the last week?
Maybe 3 times?
I tell you right here now, you are wrong. Because I think you've actually laughed about 4 or 5 times since this conversation started. What happens is that the laughter researchers suggest that the average human laughs about 15 to 17 times a day. Now,
interesting.
Now, as you're above average, I know you're going to laugh about 25 times a day. All right? Okay, but here's the thing though, and your answer actually just proved the point. We don't remember what made us laugh. And what I suggest to people is that if something made you laugh in the last couple of days, listen to it. Oh, what? That's a good point. Yeah, made me laugh. Or I said something that made someone laugh. Listen to it, write it down, capture it, and sometime, somewhere, you may be able to use that little comment or that anecdote again in the next conversation. So if you're a salesperson, for instance, you're going to make a big presentation last week to a client for X million dollars, and you said something, or they said something that made the room crack up a little bit, which would not be unusual. I mean, it's not just kind of serious, but you could maybe throw a quip out or something that got a comment. Remember that quip. So next time I'm doing my multi-million-dollar presentation next week, is there some way that I can bring that into the conversation? So what I say is, you don't have to be funny to be funny. Just pay attention to this laugh acronym. So listen is the first example, or the first element of the laugh acronym. The second element of the laugh acronym is, well, I'll ask a question again. So let's assume that over the last week you laughed let's say 15 times a day anyway. All right, you don't recall them. But what do you think you laughed most at? Was it jokes that someone told? Or was it quips? Or was it comments? Or was it anecdotes that you laughed most at over the last week?
It's likely comments, if I remember.
Right, okay, it is, yeah. And that's the interesting thing, you see. It's comments and anecdotes that make people laugh. It's jokes we might laugh the heartiest at, but we don't laugh at that many jokes as we don't hear that many jokes unless you're watching late night television or something like that.
If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, and below in the video description you will find a link to get 53 humorous quotes and flubs that you can use in any presentation.